I will never going to play Dead Rails with random players. It all started when I joined a random lobby, hoping that this time we gonna win. The game loads in, but nobody's going for gold. They're just standing around like NPCs waiting for the tutorial. Then out of nowhere, a player named Axe God calls me out. You're not the real one. I'm sitting there like, what does that even mean? But I ignore him and buy myself a revolver, because clearly I'm gonna need it. We start the journey. The train gets moving. All seems fine, until it stops dead in its tracks. Why? Because apparently I'm the only one who bought coal. Seriously, out of the whole team. So now I'm sprinting back alone, looting a random house for fuel while the others are probably playing hide and seek on the train. When I reached the train, Axe God suddenly said a full sentence. "You're that YouTuber." I said no. For some reason I just didn't feel like explaining. After that he said, "Thank God," and left the game, which was already strange. But then another random player just said, "Same to you." Like, what does that even mean? Before we reached the town, I saw a camp nearby, so I quickly looted it and brought some supplies for another player, but he was struggling just to get out of the cabin. Finally, he managed to get outside, but I think he completely forgot how to pick up a rifle. After wasting around 5 minutes watching him press every button on his keyboard, he finally figured out how to pick up items. We continued the journey, and after 2 long nights, we finally reached the town. But things got even worse. Night fell again, and it wasn't just any night, it was werewolf night. A werewolf came out of nowhere and killed me, and another player died too. But despite all that, we didn't give up. We queued up and played again. This time, I wasn't going to lose. I bought coal right away, no hesitation, no mistakes. I stepped onto the train, determined. But there he was, just standing still, not moving an inch, like a statue. AFK. So it was all on me. I took care of everything while he just stood there. I made it to town on my own. And finally, he came back, only to die moments later after I welded him to the train for safety. He started yelling at me like it was my fault. I tried to explain I was in trouble, I couldn't help him, but he didn't listen. Thankfully, there was a doctor in the town, I revived him. He said thanks. Things seemed okay, for a second. I let him loot the bank, but this guy took ages just to store 1 gold bar. After what felt like a lifetime, he finally gathered the loot. We moved to the next zone, I sold my items, no problem. But him? He couldn't even figure out how to sell. I had to help him again. Then he went to the general store to buy that stupid box. And guess what? He didn't know how. So he just gave up and walked away. I bought him a rifle out of pity, dropped it right in front of him, and what does he do? He says, AFK time. Bro, what? He was gone for ages. The train stopped, fuel gone. And then, of course, night fell. Not just any night, werewolf night. I fought with everything I had, for myself, for him, for the mission, but I died. I waited and waited. He never came back.